the city woke slowly that morning. San Francisco always did. Fog clung stubbornly to the edges of the streets, curling around streetlights and slipping between buildings like it wasn't quite ready to leave. As the sun climbed higher, its light cut through the mist in thin gold ribbons, reflecting off glass towers and steel railings until the city shimmered, half dream, half machine. Below, traffic hummed to life. Engines murmured. Doors slammed. Coffee cups steamed in gloved hands as people hurried toward destinations that mattered deeply to them and to no one else. If you believe in second chances, in kindness, and in the way life often turns, then please take a moment to like this video, share it, and subscribe to Drama Way. And don't forget to comment below. We love hearing your thoughts. Another day of ambition stretched its arms wide. And at the center of it all stood Marcus Hale. From the outside, Marcus looked untouchable. He was the kind of man people spoke about in lowered voices at conferences and in exaggerated tones online. Founder. Visionary. The self-made architect behind Hale Dynamics, a private security and risk management firm that had gone from a cramped shared office to a billion-dollar empire in less than a decade. He'd built systems governments relied on. He'd sold protection to corporations that feared disruption more than scandal. Media profiles described him as precise, unemotional, brilliantly ruthless. They admired him. They didn't know him. Marcus exited the Hale Dynamics headquarters precisely at 9:12 a.m., just as he did every weekday. Not 9:11. Not 9:13. His assistant once joked that you could set a watch by him. Marcus hadn't laughed. Charcoal suit. Crisp cuffs. Shoes polished the night before. His stride was controlled, economical, the walk of a man who never wasted movement or thought. Everything in his life moved according to schedule. What Marcus didn't know was that his schedule was about to be shattered by a voice small enough to be ignored, and brave enough not to be. Before we go further, if you believe that courage doesn't always wear a uniform, and that miracles don't always arrive loudly, take a moment to like this video, share it, and subscribe to Drama Way. These stories matter, because sometimes they remind us how close we all are to change. Marcus's morning had already been mapped down to the minute. A board vote at 10. A closed-door acquisition briefing at noon. A charity appearance in the evening he planned to skip without apology. His phone buzzed in his hand, calendar alerts stacking like dominoes. He thrived on control. Emotion had been trained out of him long ago, carved away piece by piece between his first hostile takeover and his third betrayal by someone he'd once trusted. He trusted systems. He trusted data. He trusted outcomes that could be measured, predicted, insured against. People were variables. Children weren't even in the equation. Across the wide courtyard from the building, a modest street cart had been set up just after sunrise. Steam curled from metal lids, drifting into the cool air. The scent of broth and spices floated faintly across the pavement, unnoticed by most of the passing executives. The cart belonged to Anna Morales. She worked quietly, efficiently, hands moving with the confidence of repetition. She didn't look up much. In this city, attention was expensive. Her daughter, Sophia, sat on the low concrete steps nearby, legs swinging back and forth as she hummed to herself. Sophia was 8, small for her age, with dark eyes that missed very little. She wasn't shy so much as observant, the kind of child who watched before she spoke. They had moved to the city less than a year ago. Anna cooked. Sophia watched the world. And that morning, the world felt wrong. 3 men stood near Marcus's car. They wore security uniforms identical to the others posted around the building. Same dark jackets. Same badges clipped just right. Same disciplined posture. But something about them didn't fit. They stood too close together. Their shoulders leaned inward. Their voices were low, too low. Sophia hadn't meant to listen. But she did. They weren't speaking English. They were speaking Spanish. And Sophia understood every word. Once he's inside, it's done, one whispered. Timer's already armed, another replied. Sophia's fingers froze around the worn fabric of her doll. Her stomach tightened, not with full understanding, but with instinct. A cold, sinking feeling that crept up her spine. Something bad. Very bad. She looked toward her mother. Anna was busy handing food to a customer, apologizing for the wait. The line was growing. She didn't see Sophia's face pale. Sophia looked back at the men. Then she saw Marcus step through the glass doors. Tall. Focused. Important. The men who walked past every morning without ever looking down. Sophia didn't think. She moved. Her feet slapped against the stone courtyard as she ran, heart pounding louder than the traffic, louder than her own breath. She nearly tripped once but caught herself, fear pushing her forward. Marcus barely registered the movement until she stopped directly in front of him. He halted mid-step. Annoyance flickered, quick, sharp. Then vanished. The girl was shaking. "Sir," she said, breathless, eyes wide. "Please, don't go near your car." His brow creased. "What?" Behind her, the men stiffened. Sophia swallowed hard, forcing the words out. Her voice cracked with fear. "They said it's going to explode." Time slowed. The city seemed to pull away from itself. Marcus's gaze lifted, past her small frame, to the sleek black vehicle waiting at the curb. To the men watching him too closely. Something old and forgotten stirred in his chest. Instinct. "Step back," he said sharply. One of the guards moved. Too fast. Marcus didn't see who reached first. He only felt arms yank him backward. And then the world split open. The explosion roared like thunder. Heat slammed into him. Glass shattered. Sound tore through the air like metal ripping apart. The ground vanished beneath his feet. Marcus hit the pavement hard. When his vision cleared, smoke swallowed the courtyard. Sirens screamed from every direction. People shouted. Alarms wailed. And beneath his arm was Sophia. Curled against him. Unhurt. Alive. The men were arrested within minutes. They weren't guards. They never had been. Later, as paramedics checked him over, Marcus sat on the curb, hands trembling, suit torn and stained, reality fractured beyond recognition. Sophia sat beside him, clutching his sleeve with both hands. "I didn't want you to die," she said quietly. Something inside Marcus collapsed. Not fear. Not shock. Gratitude. Raw. Unfiltered. Overwhelming. That afternoon, he learned about Anna. About the nights she worked late. The meals she skipped. The way Sophia never complained. The way they survived without asking for anything. That evening, Marcus made calls he had never planned to make. And the next morning, Hale Dynamics announced something no one expected. Anna's cart became a restaurant. Sophia's education, fully funded. But more than that. Marcus changed. He stopped rushing past the small things. He started listening. And every morning now, before meetings, before numbers, before power, he stops by a little restaurant called Sophia's Corner. He kneels. And he says, "Thank you for saving my life." Because sometimes, the loudest warning doesn't come from alarms. It comes from a child who refuses to stay silent. Moved by this act of kindness. Like, subscribe and turn on notifications for more kindness story.